Gentlemen, allow me to ask you a straightforward question. Do you really believe that women your age are only interested in wealthy men, men with luxury cars, or men with thick, dark hair? Because if you do, I'll stop you right there. That's a myth that society has perpetuated for decades. Here's the truth. There's something more powerful than money or looks. It's something most men over 60 possess, but they don't know how to use it. And when you do, women, even young ones, are drawn to you like a magnet. And no, it doesn't require surgery, a sports car, or magic medicine. It only takes 12 minutes a day. Follow along because I'm about to share the perfect trick to make women want to approach you, pursue you, and capture your attention, while other men your age compete in places they can't reach. But before we continue, let me ask you a small favor. If you're ready to regain your confidence and attract women without any tricks, hit the like button, leave a comment below, and tell me what you'd like to do. I'm delighted to see men from all over the world following me. Be sure to subscribe because weekly I share valuable scientific information that most doctors don't share about beauty, energy, and attractiveness after 60, which I proudly share here at The Sober Heart. Now let's debunk a common myth. Society tells us that unless you own a Ferrari, a private yacht, or are a retired movie star, you're invisible to women. Forget that belief. This is a mistake. A complete mistake. Men in their 60s and 70s are actively pursuing women 20 or 30 years their junior, not because of their wealth, nor because of cosmetic surgery, but because of something else entirely, psychological attraction. Women no longer desire young, handsome men. They seek maturity. People of all ages use it, whether they need it or are simply trying to prove themselves. The truth is, the advantage is there, but you haven't learned how to use it. For those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Laura, and for the past 5 years, I've focused on men's health and relationships, helping men not only regain their strength, but also their confidence in the dating world. And here's something bold I want to tell you. Men over 60 possess a precious, untapped treasure. Young people can't compete with that. Of course they can't. Why? Because they're still building their lives, striving for recognition, proving themselves. You, on the other hand, have lived, learned, built, and survived. This is what sets you apart. This is what distinguishes a smart man from a reckless youth. So what's the secret to attracting women? It's something called freedom of expression. And when you possess it, women can't resist you. Let me explain 3 of the biggest mistakes men over 60 make and the habits you should change. The first mistake is chasing temptation instead of following it. Most men your age still look like they're in high school. They use money as bait to impress women, to prove they're still desirable, or worse, to lure them in. Biologically, this backfires. Women feel the same desperation that sharks feel when they're bloodthirsty. Emotionally, you feel unimportant and cheated on. In reality, you're trying to prove yourself when you don't need the money, time, or effort. The solution lies in developing self-management through results, rather than chasing them. Learn to reflect happiness. This psychological shift creates a magnetic attraction. It will come naturally. And I'll show you a daily 12-minute exercise that trains your mind to make this change immediately. The second mistake is linking your worth to a woman's approval. Here's what most men don't understand. When you look at a woman to compliment her and ask yourself, am I still attractive? Do I still have that appeal? You're actually diminishing her self-worth. Biologically, stress hormones surge when you need validation, making you feel tense instead of relaxed. Emotionally, you feel dependent and helpless. Practically, you waste money, time, and effort trying to prove yourself unnecessarily. The solution lies in freeing yourself from these dependencies. Learn to reflect happiness instead of chasing after it. This psychological shift creates a magnetic attraction. It's natural for you. And I'll show you a perfect 12-minute daily exercise that will train your brain to make this change in a short time. The second mistake is tying your worth to a woman's approval. Here's what most men don't understand. When you look at a woman to compliment her and ask yourself, am I still attractive? Do I still have that appeal? You lose her respect. Biologically, stress hormone levels rise when you crave validation, making you feel tense instead of relaxed. Emotionally, this diminishes your natural appeal because you're acting artificial instead of being yourself. You're walking on eggshells, and she senses it. The solution is to separate your self-confidence from her reaction. Exercise your wisdom, live your life, and enjoy your freedom. When you display this inner strength, women feel like they don't need a man, but rather choose him. This is unbearable. The third mistake is competing in an arena you cannot win. Many men in their 60s try to recapture their youth. They dye their hair, buy an expensive watch, or go to the gym to look like they're 35. Let's be honest, you're not even 35 yet, and that's a good thing. Biologically, women aren't meant to search for a life partner forever. They want a man who exudes stability and self-confidence. Emotionally, they crave the peace that comes with a man who knows himself. In short, stop wasting money and energy and focus on your strengths. The solution lies in stopping the pretense of youth and starting to project confidence. This is a powerful attraction for women. Now, let's move on to the practical side. How can you free yourself from the consequences of your actions in your daily life? I teach my clients what's called the mindfulness activation protocol, just 12 minutes a day divided into 3 parts. The first step is a pleasant 3-minute exercise. Sit and reflect on your life. No women, no acceptance, no appreciation, yet you feel deeply content. You lack nothing. This trains your mind to stop craving. The second step is a 4-minute non-sexual visualization. Imagine a conversation with an attractive woman, but this is the exact opposite. You're not striving to achieve anything. There are no numbers, no kisses, no dates. Enjoy the freedom and natural interaction. This allows your mind to focus entirely on the present moment instead of thinking about what you'll do next. The third step is a 5-minute self-assessment. Reflect on your accomplishments, your strengths, your wisdom, and your ability to overcome challenges. The goal isn't to show off or compare yourself to others, but to appreciate your true worth. This builds genuine self-confidence, and therein lies a paradox. The less time you spend thinking about attracting women, the more attractive you become. Take Frank, one of my clients in New Jersey. He's 68 years old. Instead of trying to impress a woman in a local coffee shop, he simply sat back, relaxed, and enjoyed his book. Within minutes, a 52-year-old woman started talking. They'd been together for 2 years. Why? Because his energy conveyed, "I'm self-sufficient. I don't need you, but I enjoy your company." That kind of energy is what easily attracts women. Don't mistake it for coldness, rigidity, or manipulation. It's not. It's about freeing yourself from despair, because women sense despair from a distance, but they are magnetically drawn to a man who radiates calm and self-confidence. And best of all, you don't have to pretend. This strength is within you, the product of decades of lessons, wisdom, wounds, and triumphs. This is what makes you attractive. You just have to hide behind insecurity or old habits. So, gentlemen, here's the truth. You're not too old. You're not hiding. You haven't passed your peak. You're at the perfect stage of life to attract women in a way that younger men can't. All it takes is a change in mindset and 12 minutes of focused exercise a day. Start tomorrow. Practice asserting your independence as a man, and you'll see how women will look at you differently, with enthusiasm and admiration. Remember, you don't have to be anyone else. All you have to do is be yourself. If you like this message, please like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. Tell us in the comments about the biggest challenge you face in dating after 60. I've read all your stories. Gentlemen, life doesn't fade into the background. It's about entering each chapter with quiet confidence, knowing you don't need to prove anything, and there's nothing to celebrate. Stay strong, stay attractive, and remember, this message comes from a resilient heart. Now let's move on to the next point, because what I'm about to share with you might completely change how you see yourself and how women see you. As you can see, most men over 60 underestimate the power of their presence. They've spent decades waiting, leading, and solving problems. Yet when it comes to attractiveness, they forget that presence is everything, and women don't lie. They admire the way you make them feel. When you enter a room with confidence, poise, and quiet energy, you'll instantly stand out from any hesitant man or one trying to prove something. Silent confidence speaks louder than words. This is where feeling powerful comes in. Every interaction between a man and a woman is an exchange of energy, and young women are particularly sensitive to this. You can tell when a man is at peace with himself, when his body language suggests he's doing well and his eyes reflect depth rather than mere interest. That's what attracts attention. It's not about being overly tense or stressed, but about deep relaxation and genuine connection with yourself. I often tell my clients this: your body speaks before your tongue does. A woman can read your posture, tone of voice, breathing, and gait before she hears your words. This means she can immediately sense if you're tense. But if you approach her calmly and confidently, she will naturally relax and open up to you. This is perfectly normal. Her nervous system mirrors yours. When she is calm, she feels safe. When she is demanding, she feels pressured. This is why commitment works on a subconscious level. It shifts your energy. And when your energy shifts, everything else shifts accordingly. Let's take a closer look at the effect of freedom on your brain. When you stop seeking approval, your dopamine system is reactivated. Instead of relying on external validation for rewards, your brain begins to generate a sense of calm and confidence from within. This is what I call self-discovered confidence. This isn't just misleading or exaggerated advertising. It's a biological change in your nervous system. Your hormone levels shift, your posture improves, your voice deepens, and your eye contact increases. All of this happens when you practice 12 minutes of self-isolation daily. Now let me share a simple exercise to enhance this change. I call it magnetic breathing. Find a quiet place, place your hand on your chest, and breathe slowly and deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 2 seconds, then exhale slowly for 6 seconds. As you exhale, visualize yourself releasing any tension or fear of love or choice. Then silently repeat, "I am enough." Add value without even trying. Doing this for 5 minutes each morning will enhance your emotional control and give you a calm, masculine presence that women subconsciously crave. Let's be realistic. Women today are surrounded by noise, constant attention on social media, and men striving to stand out. But few men offer them peace, tranquility, and genuine presence. That's why when a calm, composed, and emotionally intelligent man over 60 enters their lives, they feel a difference. They can't explain it logically, but they feel it emotionally. They feel more confident, more feminine, and more open, and that's what attracts them to him. There's also what's called silent leadership. Women are naturally drawn to men who lead calmly, not domineeringly. Calm leadership means demonstrating emotional stability, being the one to soothe others when they are agitated. It means listening more than you speak, not rushing into decisions, and responding rather than reacting. This kind of energy conveys a power that transcends physical strength and creates deep respect and attraction in a woman's heart. Young men often equate power with control, but women instinctively understand that true control is quiet. It doesn't involve shouting, doesn't demand praise, but rather remains still. Therefore, when you find a man who controls his energy, you are drawn to him without understanding why. It's like gravity. You can't resist being drawn into its orbit. Gentlemen, this new phase of your lives isn't about chasing after youth, but about mastering presence. When your presence is tempered with wisdom, you become irresistible. It's about slowing down and letting your charm shine through rather than forcing it. Because when a woman feels seen, heard, and comfortable in your presence, she connects with you on a level rarely seen in our fast-paced world. This is what I want you to understand. Your presence is your strength. Your silence is your support. Your wisdom is your magnetism. When you are in harmony with these three forces, you won't follow attraction. You will be drawn to it naturally. Every glance, every word, every silence has meaning. Women feel this when they are with a man who has lived a full life, who is strong without arrogance, and who listens without judgment. In the next section, we'll delve deeper into what reinforces all of this. It's called emotional control. It's a subtle signal to a woman that says, this man is capable of handling me, my feelings, my mood swings, my empathy, and my passion. When a woman hears this, she stops testing him and begins to trust him. So stay with me, because what comes next will teach you how to lead with strength, kindness, and honesty so that you will be unforgettable no matter your age.